Even monkeys fall out of trees. Basically, I made a mistake. By far the biggest mistake I've made, I think, personally, for many, many years. But good news, we can learn from this. And in fact, I learned from this too. That's what I'll show you in this video. And it's all to do with the timing with the Serum Effects Allpasses filter, and also just Serum in general. And I suppose it's also a lesson in hearing things and how if someone tells you something, you can be tricked into thinking it's true, even though it's not. Let's dive in. This is the Allpasses filter in Serum. Oh, looks fantastic. Looks like it's doing things. Great. However, if the cutoff is low and the resonance is 0, take a look at the timing. I've bounced out 2 kicks and a hi-hat. Take a look at the track names on the side. This is the Allpasses filter in Serum with 0 resonance and a range of different cutoff values, mostly the low ones. Can you see how dramatic the timing difference is? It's not just a few milliseconds. Well, in fact, take a look. Zoom in. At the lowest values, it's around a 16th. So a 16th division. That's completely changed the timing. Oh, no, Multiply. This is a disaster. I hope you have some good news for me. Yes, I do. But soon, before the good news, I actually have more bad news. So again, with this Allpasses filter and no resonance for almost every cutoff value, for almost every sound, you just won't hear a difference. In fact, for many sounds at many different cutoff values, it's an identical sound. It's only very occasionally that at 0 resonance, it actually does anything. I picked an example here to show you that it does sometimes do something. Take a look at this kick. But normally at 0% resonance, it doesn't really do anything to the sound. And that's bad news. That means instead of actually doing what you might think of as filtering, it's really just changing the timing, which is a thing. And I suppose if you modulated it, then that could be cool. But if you're not modulating it, then it's not that exciting. It's just not what you had in mind, I suppose. But now for the good news. If you increase the resonance, say to 50%, as you can see here, you don't get the timing issue. As you can see with 50% resonance, it just transforms the sound. I suppose to some extent you have the timing issue as it moves the center of the sound to the right, but because the sound starts at the beginning, it's okay, even at the very lowest cutoff values. It just sounds like a different sound. It doesn't sound like it's late, it just sounds different. Therefore, in that previous video to create the stereo width trick, I should have increased the resonance. I had it at 0 because that's the default in Serum Effects, but I should have increased it to maybe 30, 40, 50, 60% or so, depending on the sound. For reference, this is 85% resonance, totally different to 50% resonance. Importantly though, it doesn't have the timing issue. The timing issue was only at 0% resonance. As you can see here with 0% resonance, we get a timing issue. And strictly speaking, it's not just 0, it's all those low values. Take a look at 5% resonance. The sound kind of comes in at the beginning, but not quite. It takes some time for the main bit of the sound to start. And so at 5% resonance, you'll still hear this timing issue. If you do this on some drums or a vocal or anything that needs to happen on time, you'll hear it as a timing error. Compare 0 resonance to 5% resonance. And finally, what can we learn from this? Because I made a big mistake. In that video, Serum Effects stereo width trick, I fundamentally made a mistake. The concept the mistake was based on was correct. The idea that if you have a different sound on the left than the right, but it's similar, it'll be wide. But the mistake was that it wasn't actually different, and I didn't know about the timing issue for Allpasses and low cutoff values at 0 resonance. And so what I was really doing is tricking myself with a rather convoluted Hass effect, which, if you've seen my video on that, you'll know how much I think is just a horrible idea. But anyway, also we can learn that if in doubt, test. If you're unsure about something, literally test it, bounce out to audio or run some tests on a range of different values at a range of different other values and look at the waveforms, take a listen and compare things. Also, we can fool ourselves. If we're expecting to hear a subtle difference, we may hear a subtle difference. And I suppose some of you watching may have experienced that too. As I said, there was a subtle difference between the left side and the right. You may have heard it, or you may not have heard it, but still believed it to be true. And so it's, I suppose, also an important lesson in just our perception of things. If someone tells us something is subtly better, we may hear it as subtly better, or even fool ourselves into thinking it's subtly better. I'm sure you know plenty of examples, which I'll leave for the internet and forums and stuff to discuss. Even monkeys fall out of trees, but as long as the monkey learns something in the process, we become better monkeys as a result. The monkey community will have more knowledge, more information, and less wrong information, wrong assumptions, wrong frameworks for thinking about things, which, as a leader of the monkey world, the monkey men, I am monkey man, leader of the monkey men, I can fully attest to. Catch you guys on the branch where the monkeys live.